This is Mark Roberts then, Port Vale away. Mark, how much was Tuesday's game? I know it was another defeat, but how much as the performance, was it a step in the right direction?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. The performance was a lot better. I think we competed really well in the game against a tough opponent and tough conditions on the night. And we're unlucky not to take something from the game. We learned the lessons from that defeat and the big moments that can make the difference between winning and losing, and we've got to put that right.
And looking at the defence, it was just about the most experienced back four that the gaffer could have selected. Did that in some ways make it easier because players are used to adapting and playing in different combinations?
I'm not sure if that's the case, but yeah, there was plenty of experience in the back line on Tuesday night, and first time I played with Colo, but really enjoyed playing with him, and obviously I've played with Scott for many seasons at Stevenage, so that relationship has always been there. So and that does help, but it's like with any unit in the team. The more you play together, the better you can read each other's games and hopefully become more cohesive as a result.
It's been a bit of a baptism of fire for you here, hasn't it? Do you feel it's now beginning to settle down?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, we all want the results to improve, and we're working very hard during the week for that to happen. So it's important at the moment we stick together. We're still all trying to gel as a unit, and hopefully the results will pick up and we can climb the table.
And as a defender, is there something inside you that thinks, actually, if the ball's up the other end, things are a lot safer?
I guess so, yeah, but I pride myself as a defender on keeping clean sheets, and so far we kept one in the cup against Newport, and in the other games it's been disappointing to concede the goals in the manner that we've conceded them. So we defend as a team, we attack as a team, and it's important that we all take that responsibility on the pitch, and hopefully moving forwards we can get results and clean sheets too.
Port Vale, obviously they've had a torrid start to the season, so potentially, if anything, Forest Green in a better place mentally than they are going into the game.
Yeah, but with that you're playing an opponent who's desperate to pick up a win in front of their home fans, so I'm sure they'll be going all out for the victory themselves. It should be a really good battle again. They've signed a lot of players over the summer, and see it's taking its time to gel as well there, but we have to be on top of our game and concentrate on our performance and hope that gets the right result on the day.
And plenty of experience up front for Vale, so it could be a couple of right old battles going on.
Yeah, players that I've played against before, and I'm sure the other defenders have come up against them, and they're proven at this level and the level above, so got to be on top of our game, and hopefully we can keep them out.
Players have been very honest, especially after matches. I'm thinking Scott Laird saying that players had let the management down, if anything, and Liam Noble telling the fans to boo him rather than some of the other players who are a bit younger than him. It seems that there's a really good togetherness. Is that the case?
Yeah, and that's something that I noticed as soon as I walked through the door. It's a great group of lads, and that's probably down to the fact that it's had success over the last 2 or 3 seasons. The players that have been here and the players that have signed for the club, like myself, want to be part of that success, and they want to keep moving the club forward. So, we are a tight unit, and although I'm only new through the door, the lads have all made me feel really welcome. So those relationships will come to fruition as the season continues, and hopefully we'll see that on the pitch.
Thank you, good luck.
Thank you.
Mark, how important is it now to have a real sort of settled back four, because it has been a bit choppy changing, it's been a back three at times, back four. It now looks like the manager may be going with a back four.
Of course it does help, and that's not just the back four, but whether that's the midfield unit, the strikers playing together, and but you can never predict what's happening in the next game, whether that's form or injury or suspension. So everyone that's got to be ready to pull on a shirt, and that's what the manager's been very keen to point out to the lads that are not involved. And you've got to be ready when your chance comes to take it, and then you try and stay in the team for as long as possible. So if we can get some good results and we can string some performances together, then I'm sure there won't be wholesale changes made, but the manager has got to pick the right team for the right day.
Yeah, and I guess as a player it's important to build partnerships and start having something a bit more settled.
It is, yeah. I think when you do play with the same players, that relationship, those where the person's going to be when you look over, rather than looking over your shoulder to see where they are, and that does help. But that can be still worked on the training pitch. It's not just in the games, and that's what we work so hard during the week to make sure whoever's pulling on a shirt is ready to go.
Because it is really predominantly a new team, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and it's finding its way in a new league. So that's not always an easy transition to make. So we've got to adapt and do that as quickly as we can. And if that means working extra hard on the training pitch, well then so be it, because we all want to be winning matches for Forest Green. So hopefully coming forwards, and performances first and foremost, but then results will follow.
Do you see Saturday as a 6-pointer? Some people are saying that.
I see every game as a 6-pointer really. That you want to win every game, and anyone in this league can beat anyone on the day. It's who performs and is ready to perform at the best of their ability. So it's still so early in the league, and this league will change throughout the course of the season. You put 2 or 3 good results together, you can fly up the table quite quickly. So the sooner we do that, the better.
And you don't get relegated after 7 or 8 games, do you?
No, exactly. And you saw the teams last year. Exeter, I think, were towards the bottom of the league after 8, 9, 10 games, and the manager was under pressure, and they finished the season in the playoff final. At Cambridge last year, we were bottom after 8 games, and before Christmas we were in the top 7. So a good consistent run of results is important, but that always starts with the first one. So we've just got to focus on Saturday and trying to get 3 points.
And hopefully on Saturday you can capitalise. Port Vale are in freefall at the moment, aren't they? They dropped out of League One and now sat at the basement.
Well, I think the importance is on us. We've got to perform to our best. We've got to concentrate on carrying out the job that the gaffer tells us to, and making sure that we're ready to do that. Of course, we'll respect the opponents and understand their strengths and be ready for them. But ultimately, we have to look after ourselves, and we'll be making sure that we do that.
Did you take more positives out of Tuesday night than negatives in the defeat?
I think so, yeah. I mean, of course, we were all gutted in the dressing room afterwards, but I don't think anyone could fault the effort that the lads put in. We put in a real good shift. One foot in front of the other, and it was difficult in terms of the conditions, and the wind was swirling, the rain was battering down. So, yeah, I think we played the conditions well, and we played the opponents well, and we stood up and were counted. And on another day, maybe if we'd have been a bit better in set pieces and going forwards, we might have snuck a victory. But I think it was a bit unfair that we lost the game. But we'll see it as a step forwards and take that confidence into Saturday.
Yeah, finally, just one more from me. It was a style change on Tuesday night. I know the conditions dictated that, and it was a style change in 4-4-2. Is that likely to be the way forward now?
Well, you've got to again take every opposition on the merits, and as I say, on Tuesday it was a very different opponent, an opponent this club knows very well because of the battles it's faced in the last couple of seasons. But Saturday's another game, another opponent, and we've got to be willing to adapt as players. So whether that's 4-4-2, 3-5-2, 4-4-1-1, and whatever that might be, we've got to adapt, and that might happen in games. So that's modern football nowadays, and you've got to be ready to play whichever way the manager tells you.
Okay, cheers, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.